Hi Nine, I hope you're well. I am here today to talk to you about English and what you're going to be doing in September. So you will have received this knowledge organiser in the post. Now this knowledge organiser leads you into what you'll be doing in September, so it is going to help you in your pre-learning. Now in September you'll be doing a unit called Lord of the Flies, and you'll be focusing on language paper 1. So it's a GCSE paper. You will be reading extracts of Lord of the Flies, understand the plot, the theme, but most importantly, you will analyse and think about, the writer's reasons, the writer's message, the terminology that's used, and how you will be able to answer those language questions. So in section A of your knowledge organiser, you will have the 4 questions that you will be focusing on. So you've got identify, language analysis, structural analysis, and evaluate. And that is going to be an extended response explaining your opinions and your point of view on a aspect of Lord of the Flies. You also have the key terminology, which you're quite familiar with, key words that you'll be using in the unit, and other pieces of contextual information. Now, Lord of the Flies is a very complex text, and although you'll only be reading extracts of it, you will still need a good understanding of the plot, so that you are able to understand, why the writer may have included, that motif at that certain point. So, for your pre-learning, what I suggest you do is, firstly make sure you understand what the questions are asking of you. So that's from section A, and your subject terminology. So that's section B. Maybe have a think about looking at Golding, maybe looking at an author study, thinking about what was going on around the time that Lord of the Flies was being written. So in section F of your knowledge organiser, it does tell you about Golding's experiences of World War II. Now, he was also a teacher in a secondary school, and he sort of understood how humans, particularly children, behaved. And with that, he came up with this idea of Lord of the Flies. He also used another text called Coral Island, which helped influence his writing, which is all stuff that you can actually look on the internet, do a bit of research, and really understand why Golding wrote Lord of the Flies. Now, you also have a range of keywords, so some of them are going to be quite familiar to you. Let's move me out the way. So you've got prefix, root word, obviously suffix, theme, context, protagonist, authority. Again, all words which you have heard of at some point, but it's now about applying that to this part, or this unit. So when you're doing your research, maybe have a look, or start defining what authority, civilization, what savagery means, and that will give you an idea of how these words might link to the overall theme of Lord of the Flies. And you may want to think about how actually the context fits in with those themes, and words like the civilization, and authority, and savagery. Okay. As a springboard, then, this knowledge organiser can also help you with your understanding of the text through obviously film. So again, there are versions of this film about. One of them is in black and white. It's quite old, but it's really useful to give you a basic understanding of what's going on. It will help you again with your context, of your keywords, but also with section D, which is Freytag's pyramid. So by watching, even reading, because there are copies on the internet of Lord of the Flies, you can almost pre-read it and have a look, what happens in the exposition, what do we learn about the characters, and how does that link to the rising action, what is that inciting incident. And it's these sorts of, and these structural ideas will help you answer question 3, which is the focus of structure, and how are we drawn in to the text. What does the writer do? How does it make us feel? What does it make us think about? Okay. Now, I've just gone on to BBC Bite Size just to show you where there's additional information as well. So if you obviously go on, just search Lord of Flies and look at Bite Size, you have character overview, context information overview, the glossary, themes, form, structure and language. And that's a really good starting point to help you again with your pre-learning so you are September ready. If you have any questions, you can email the member of staff on the English department email address, which you have all got a copy of. So thank you and goodbye.